Hey y'all, hope everybody had a good holiday week for those who celebrate. Hopping back on in after a few days off. Where we left off is we had just completed the Dark Realm, that's over there. We looped around up here, activated a shortcut, hit the shrine, and now we're ready to continue on. Now we do have a couple of skill points I noticed, so let's go ahead and go to the Shiftling, and we're still trying to work towards this special finesse, so just kind of filling out this top part of the tree. Neither of these are massively meaningful for me. And then for spear, we have good pokes, good range. So I'm just looking for either like a high damage burst option or a key damaging option. And I don't know the spear options too well, but this one looks like a pretty good damage option. So we're probably just going to take the piercing rain here. There we go. Cool. All right, up we go. And we have this tiger running scroll we're going to want to use when we go in here, because I know there's a bunch of enemies. So I'm going to try to get a sight lined up on this guy that I know's up here. There we go. I've got my sight lined up with him. Or I did. The door's in the way. There we go. Pop the scroll. Uh-oh. Alright, our genius plan has fallen through because this guy found me. Let my key come back. Alright, we got him. This guy will be easy enough to get once he pulls his bow out. There we go. And then there's that guy over there that has missed all this commotion. That move's a lot worse than I thought it was. Cool. Alright, so that's all cleared up. Let's go see what was over here. Alright. We got this guy. Sneak up on him for the backstab. See, that's weird. I can't tell if we have the backstab or not. Because I thought I got it earlier. But then, you know, it feels like when I try to do it on guys like this, it doesn't really work. So we'll see. Alright, they're all dead. Got some purple greaves there. Let's take a look at those in a bit. Alright, so here's a hot spring. I can't access it because there's this insurmountable obstacle in the way. But we're gonna just be on the lookout for a way to access that hot spring so that we can get the full completion on this level by the time that we're done. Let's take a look at those purple greaves real quick. Ah, and in the meantime, I do also have a good secondary weapon there. No better bow. Just take a look at all my slots real quick. No better hat. No better armor. We do have these gauntlets, which are fairly better, so we'll go ahead and swap to those. We had... There we go. That's too heavy. That's also too heavy. How much heavier is this? It's fairly heavier, so we're not going to worry about that. And then the greaves. There we go. And then for the greaves, we just need to get that 7 constitution, so we can be on the lookout for that. And then we're good to go. I see there's a Kodama up there on the corner, so we're going to want to find a way to get up there as well. And I also hear a Scampus meowing. Oh, there he is. Alright. Be mindful of surroundings every time I pick up these yellows. Because this game, you know, especially in tight areas like this, likes to be sneaky with where it puts its drops. Oh, they have bombs. Alright, we got a Gaki so far. I believe that's the first one of those we've gotten, so that's cool. Alright, so we're seeing fire here, fire there. Only place to go is up. We could go through the fire. I don't remember if it does enough damage to just straight up kill us or not, but there's a solution to this fire that doesn't involve taking damage. So we're gonna go for that. Okay, he's dead. So we just knocked over these buckets of water, and if we look down where that fire used to be, it's gone. So there's gonna be a few more of those buckets of water we kick over to gain access to new areas. Nothing else to do there, so we're gonna just drop down, continue on forward. Dead end here. Block up as I turn the corner so I don't get ganked. Get the perfect key pulse. Try to get out here where I can see a little bit better. I didn't think that would work because of the wall in the way. Worth a shot. There we go. Easy enough to deal with that guy. Alright, nothing else in there to worry about. Let's see what's back here. So you see this wall over here? This is another little trick. These are like the Nioh equivalent of a secret wall. These are yokai, actually. This is a Nurikabe. And what you're supposed to do is emote for them. You'll see there's 3 categories of emotes. We got the blues, the yellows, and the reds. So you get 2 tries, so 2/3 chance to do an emote color that he likes. And if you get it right, he bows at you and he goes away. And if you get it wrong twice, he'll attack you. And you could also just attack him. So what we're going to do is, there's a trick. If you look at this red grave here, it'll tell you, that's telling you that someone died right here. And I'm willing to bet that they died to this Nurikabe, right? It says they died because of their hostile behavior. So we know that red is wrong. And since we have 2 tries to guess it, we're guaranteed that we're going to get it right between blue and yellow, right? So that's kind of a trick you can use. You can look at red graves nearby if there's any, deduce, guaranteed to get it right. Otherwise, you might as well just try, right? Like, I can try red, and I'll show off what the fight looks like here. So I'm just going to do 2 reds, even though I know it's wrong. And he's going to hit me, and it's going to knock all my key out. That didn't work. Why didn't that work? I guess there's like a delay. So, it actually didn't get rid of all my key. So you just want to get rid of the key puddle, and then your mid-stance buff that lets you block without taking key damage. It's really good on this guy, because his attacks do a lot of key damage when you block them, normally. And you can just fight him like that. Just a couple of attacks at mid-string, perfect key pulse, block, repeat until he dies. Very, very easy. And that's all there ever is going to be to it. Like, he does a whole boatload of key damage. If he hits you, that's dangerous, because it might just straight up knock you out of key completely. But yeah, they're really straightforward fights. Drowned. How the heck did he die? Oh, I think this is the devs making a joke. I think that's one of the joke dev graves. So as far as I'm aware, there's no way to drown in these hot springs. Unless there's some secret tech I don't know about. Alright, so yeah, you see I've got that little buff under my anima bar from the hot spring. They last for a decent bit, and I'm getting the trickle heal of 21 over time. I don't think I can open this. So now the only way left forward is up here. I see there's an Enki right here. And there's also a skeleton warrior. Let's see if I can just kill the warrior now. I can. So now I can just 1v1 this Enki. Let him pop off a little bit. And then just same deal. Just very low risk gameplay. Just block his attacks. hit him a little bit, do the flux one that I have, do burst counters when they're available, kill him. I wasn't able to get his horn. I don't remember if I mentioned this or not, but a lot of yokai will have bits of anima on their body. It's horns usually, right? So the yoki, they have the demon horns that look kind of like this that I have on my head. There's the Enki, who has the single unicorn-looking horn. If you attack those horns and break them, it'll just immediately deplete all of the ki that the yokai has and stagger them. So it's very beneficial. And so there's usually a lot of value in like vertical attacks like this. Most weapons have an attack that looks very much like that. So those are just very useful for dealing with breaking animal parts. Alright, Nagaki are dead. And this should lead me to that Kodama I had seen previously. I think he's right over here somewhere in this corner, as I recall. Very good. Okay, and I do see I have 2 more skill points. Let's go ahead and cash those in on the spear. What else did I want? I wanted something that does, like, key damage. And this seems like the kind of thing that would do key damage. So I'm going to grab Spear Shove. And what else do we have? The Spear Vault looks kind of cool. We'll take that too. Why not? Alright, so this was a... I'll have to test that on an enemy. And the other one was a, what was it, High Stance with Square? I'm going to have to check. What did I just get? Yeah, okay, I have not learned the grapple from behind yet. I think that's in the ninjutsu tree, if I'm not mistaken. I'm looking at sword. I do wish that this menu would default to the weapon you're actually using. I kind of mix myself up every time I check it. I don't check it very often. Spear Shove. Oh, I see. Got it. Alright, so before I grab that enemy, I hear Gaki somewhere. Just want to make sure they're not hiding in here somewhere before I engage this enemy. And there we go. I got his... uh-oh. Yoki grab very fast. And then he kicks. And then I know there's an opening after he kicks, so I can just wail on him for a little bit. I see him stop being hit stunned, and then he makes a puddle, so I can just perfect key pulse that puddle. He does a kick, I know he's open afterwards, so I can do a little attack. And he's done. Okay, got a new purple gauntlet. Let's take a look at those. Same thing I'm wearing, it's just a higher rarity, so just better. Nice. Take a look at my weapons real quick. We're still wearing the good stuff. Good. Alright. We got a ladder down here, and we have a chest over here. Let's open the chest. Cool. Let's go down the ladder. I see a yokai puddle over there. We can deal with that once we scout the area a little bit better. All right, here's a door, goes right out to that shrine. So we have a shortcut that gets us to the upper level of the... whatever this building is, a furnace, I guess. Alright. We purified that. And then we got him with the counter. First counter, I think it's called. Alright. Cool, yeah. So just showing off the power, like how useful yokai abilities really are, especially the cheap ones. Just keeping pressure, you know, if you spend your key gauge to actually kill an enemy, or to break their key, I mean, then you'll be able to use your anima as a resource to actually do the damage to kill them, or keep them stun locked to get your key back up and kill them with attacks. It's just a very useful offensive loop. Lets you keep pressure up all the time. Whoops. And I could drop down here, maybe. I don't remember if that's the room that the Gaki were in, though. Yeah, I think it is, so I don't know if there's value in dropping down there. But I do think there's value in dropping down here. Alright. Let's see. We can come over here. We've already had access to this, so this isn't anything special, actually. Just remind myself what we've done here. Yeah, so we cleared this out, we went over to the right, that's all good to go. Now all there is to do is go up. Alright, there's a Yoki here, so I would want to do my strongest single attack, just since he doesn't see me, and I do have the sword, so I'm going to just hit him with an EI. Excuse me? I don't know why the EI's not coming out. Do I not have EI equipped? Oh, I don't think I purchased it because I got Sign of the Cross instead on dual swords. Okay. I'm just going to hit him with a heavy. Alright, Yoki's dead. Okay, got another new sword, probably better than the one I'm using. It's not, actually. Okay, and then I forgot what else I got. A hat? A cuirass. Okay, that's all done. So we've got some options. We can either go to the right or we can go to the left. Let's see, what benefit do I gain from going down that way? Doesn't seem like much, so we'll just bear in mind that that's there for the future. Okay. That guy's trying to be sneaky, but all we have to do is attempt to lock on. Now, I'm not going to do any locked on fighting on that bridge, so I'm just going to kite him back. He's got to fall, hit him with the leaf, or the downed attack, whatever they call it. And they're dead. So yeah, just choosing your battles, right? No need to push in here and fight them, because what if some of these other folks were also enemies hiding? No need to fight them on the bridge, because if I fall off, I'll take fall damage. I may or may not be in more danger if I fall into fire. That would suck. So just kite them back on the bridge. Keep the risk down. Alright, so here, get my perfect key pulse ready. Key pulse the key thing away. Got a buff. Same thing. I don't want to fight him up there. I don't want to fight him on the bridge. I'm just going to fight him right here, where I know it's safe. There we go. Have ourselves a chest here, and I believe that this is where, yep, this is where they put the Onmyo Mage locks. So, same deal as the ninjutsu locks from earlier. This is how you get access to magic, and magic is quite good in this game. I'm a big fan of incorporating the buffs and the persistent effects that it gives you into my gameplay at all times. Don't really mess with ninjutsu as much. There's just like one or two things in ninjutsu that I'll do, but yeah, magic, constantly using magic. Definitely encourage everyone to kind of find whatever combination of tools they enjoy using the best. Okay, just an archer. Okay. Hello? Alright. So that was like the quest progression item that I needed to continue, and I believe this is, yeah, this is where that overhang is, so. That is a full exploration of this upper area so far. All that's left now is we go down here where the shrine is. There's a door here. There we go. Let's go ahead and pray at the shrine. Redeem that Gaki Soul Core we got earlier. Get a level up. And I believe I was needing 1 point in courage. No, that's not correct. Constitution is what needed a point. And let's take a look, see if any of our other gear needs points and stuff. Oh yeah, we still haven't maxed out Masaru here. We wanted the Imbue Purity. That needed a combo of Strength and Courage, just 1 point. And then this one needed Dex and Constitution, 4 points total. So I'm going to do the 1 point in Strength because my Courage, I believe, is already at 10. Yeah, 1 point in Strength. And that's all the points I have. So that's good. Now I have Purity Imbued Strong Attacks. Also, let's go ahead and take a look at our skill tree for Onmyo. I also have a Samurai while I'm at it. Let's take a look. That's dodging for key pulses. All the stances have that. And then we also have this one is defense buff, and this one is a attack strength buff. We'll go ahead and just take that. Alright, so first things first with Onmyo, Purity Talisman is what I recommend. It's one of these. There it is. It's going to give you a purity buff on your weapon, and you're going to be able to get more levels in this skill tree as you fight enemies with that purity effect applied. And then just a little bit further into this tree, here it is, Divination. This one is really, really useful. It makes your mini-map better, right? I don't remember what all you can see. We'll find out soon enough. But I'm pretty sure you'll see enemies and also Kodama on your radar when this is active. And the more points in Onmyo you have, the more of these you can carry, and also the longer they last. It'll get to the point where you can easily go an entire mission with the Divination Talismans active. And it makes your gameplay easier, and also it feeds levels into the magic tree. So just a win-win. Very strongly recommend. Let's see what we have here. Soul Core drop rate, anima charge. None of this looks too profoundly useful. Just check our weapons real quick. We're good to go. So let's go ahead and attune that magic. Go to Onmyo from the Ready Jutsu menu. We're going to equip the full 2 that we have the points to equip. And I'm going to set these as a shortcut on the space where the anti-paralytics are. Cool. So now if I look at my item bar, I have 2 purities, the 1 tiger running, and then the 6, whatever they're called, sacred waters, I think, which, if I remember to use them, will be helpful on, like, boss fights. Go ahead and clear out all the enemies in the neighborhood. I think that's everyone who's actually aggroed on me right now. Cool. And now I can just drop on down into here. This is the other dark realm that we needed to purify. Definitely missable. You don't have to do this, but I want to clear everything. And here's the enemy. It is an Ippon Datara. Let's go ahead and take him out. Whoops. Alright, I'm capped on my anima, which I don't want to be, because I get so much in the Dark Realm. So yeah, it's good to just, at every opportunity, use your yokai abilities. And you'll see I just got a huge rebate. When I picked up that Soul Core, I got a ton of anima again. So there's a really fun gameplay loop. As the game goes on, you're going to start getting Soul Cores pretty frequently, and it just feels nice to get health and anima back. Just like a full restore every time. Alright, and with that being the case, I believe we are down a Kodama, actually. We don't have all the Kodamas on this mission. Wonder where the other one could be. Yeah, we see on my mini-map the little pink dot tells me that that's where the end of the level is. Where would that Kodama be? I'm just kind of running around looking for a green dot on my mini-map. Let's go ahead and shrine. Maybe I have them all and I missed the pop-up. That is possible. Also, I should have equipped that Epon Silkor. It's spoiler alert, it is definitely one of the strongest Silkors in the whole game. The reasoning for this is that it staggers most enemies when it hits them. It's pretty fast, and it will apply a Fire Blight when it's Dark Realm, when the Dark Realm is active, so it's just really strong. How do you do this again? I can never remember. There we go. There we go. So I have a pretty expensive Soulcore loadout. Not a huge deal, but also have our Shifling tree. I can't put any more points on that line, so now the top is as far as it'll get for now. If I get any more points, then I'll just have to put them somewhere else. I was supposed to check on the Kodama, so let's check on that. We can check here and make offering, and then I can see that I have, no, not there, Kodama Blessing. I have 6 out of 7 Kodama for this level. So I need to find that last one, because I know that the end of the level is right up here. So we can go check that just to be sure that the Kodama is not hiding up here. Okay, it's not. So let's just go on a quick sprint through the level, see if we can find that Kodama. Where could he be hiding? Not here, that's for sure. Oh, I see it. I don't know how I missed this. Cool. Locked onto that guy way over there. Alright, that's everything. We got the Onmyo lock, the Ninjutsu lock, both Dark Realms, the Hot Spring, and all 7 Kodama. So we're ready to fight the boss. Back him out here so the archery guy doesn't start fighting. Okay. I'm gonna just go fight these Gaki here because I'm hoping I can get like a skill point on sword. I just want one. And I should be using this as well while I'm at it. There we go. Cool. I did not get that skill point I was hoping to get. So I can just shrine, keep fighting these guys. It should just be like one more fight. What did I need to do here? I think it was Constitution and Dex. Alright, let's go ahead and put it into Dex. Because I want to make my ninjutsu last a little bit longer. Have more capacity for a second Tiger Running Scroll. In fact, I might have enough for a second Tiger Running Scroll from just that. Let's take a look. Not quite. Next one will be enough. Alright. Okay. I got the skill point that I was looking for. Very good. I also have another Onmyo skill point. Let's go ahead and spend that, and then it's time to fight the boss. Divination Talisman. It's ready to go. Cool. So we're definitely going to want to go all in on that. I'm going to keep the Purity Talisman for this boss. But it'll be nice to have the Divination when we start the next level. We'll equip it immediately, as many as we possibly can. I like this Unsword, Morning Moon. This is just a good damage option. EI Quick Draw, same thing, good damage option. Let's see, the kick is another thing that we want. I'm not sure where they put it. Is it here? Yeah. I really like the kick as well. But I would need more skill points for that. So usually my strategy with Sword, which I do know a little bit better, is Morning Moon first, and then Leaf Glide and Heaven Flash on kick, get EI Quick Draw in there somewhere, and then you're good to go. And then there's one last thing with Sword and Dual Sword. It's like a trick. I'll show it off later. So let's go ahead and fight this guy. Just run right up to him, apply my buff, go through the door. I got hit. Whoops. Alright, if you can get him to hit the pillars there, he will, I don't know why there's buckets of water up there, but there are. And so he'll hit himself with a bucket of water and get water blighted, lose a lot of his ki. Oops. Didn't react to that. Yeah. Playing a little sloppy with the talking and playing. But yeah, he has the pillars. If he hits the pillars, knock over some water on his head. Meanwhile, I just prefer to pelt him with low attacks, apply the purity. If you can get purity and water on him at the same time, you'll apply a status effect called Confusion, which is really strong. He has it on him right now, actually. With this guy, you really need to be careful. The instant he stops getting staggered by your attacks when he is out of ki, you need to dodge out of there immediately, because when he enters his Dark Realm state, when he unstaggers, he summons that little tornado that you see there. What happened to my... Why is my measure key? There we go. Alright, and as you can see, Living Weapon just completely thrashes him when I have two strong soul cores like this. Yeah, so that's about all there is to talk about with that boss. Again, it's hard to give a lot of advice because it's hard to talk while you're fighting these bosses. But pretty much what you need to know. If you can apply a status effect to your weapon, I use Purity, but you could have other ones too, like something that's not water. And then kite him over to a pillar, have him get water on himself so that he has water and that status effect at the same time. It applies an effect called Confusion to him. Confusion will make him take more damage and also let you just wail on him. And that's going to be critical for like late game stuff. Late game as in like the end of the game. You don't need it until then, but obviously perks like that are really valuable anytime. When he is out of ki and you're wailing on him, you really need to pay attention. Like the instant you see him not hit stunned, like you're hitting him and he doesn't react to it, you got to get out of there immediately. because he's gonna do a tornado that will probably completely 100 to 0 you if you get caught in it, and that's not fun. So don't let that happen to you. Yeah, living weapon, super strong, obviously. Or wait, yokai shift, whatever they call it. If you don't have that, you don't need it. You just keep hitting him. The Ippon Sokor, which you're guaranteed to have, is extremely strong here. It'll do massive amounts of key damage and maximum key damage. And it's relatively affordable as long as you keep the offense up. So let's go ahead and move on to the next level. And we're going to get a new Guardian Spirit, I think. Okay, cool. We got his Soul Core. I don't personally want to use it because my Soul Cores are already really expensive, but as you can see, it's really useful. It's an expensive, big hitter kind of one, and it will apply fire, I believe. So that's really helpful. Okay, we just got a bunch of new stuff. We got titles, and we got something in the dojo. So let's look at the titles first. In my good grief, in my bar here, titles have become available. Let's go there. And as you gain titles, and you really don't need to like think about this too hard. Like it's not like you need to go through this list and be like, okay, so I need to do 2 more kills with yokai abilities. They'll just happen as you play, and you'll get points from it just happening, and that's kind of nice. This is a little bit like the badass points in Borderlands. What I would recommend for spending your prestige points on here, you have a few good options. I typically prefer to have Soul Core drop rate and anima related stuff in the Agyo points, and then in the Ungyo points, I like to have combat stuff, right? Onmyo magic and ninjutsu, always take those. I always take those. And then I would also like to have maximum ki. And I have a whole bunch more points. So let's go ahead and get ki recovery speed. All right, and then gold and equipment, I'm not interested in those. I'm just going to take the life, ninjutsu power, onmyo power, life, ninjutsu, ki recovery, life, ninjutsu. So yeah, I've got like my bad ones here out of the way, so now just can mash on here and get a lot of good stuff. And it doesn't matter too much right now, but over the course of a playthrough, it does add up to something meaningful. In particular, the Soul Core thing, right? This is gonna play into what I was talking about earlier, how Soul Cores start dropping more and more frequently, and it makes a big difference. And then I'm gonna want anima charge rate up here. Cool. What was the other thing we got? We got a dojo. Let's take a look at that. The Way of the Warrior Novice. You'll see there is a samurai lock hidden behind this one, so it's actually worth doing. The other ones are just do them if you want to learn what they have to teach you, but don't feel like you have to do it. Okay, I think he wants me to just pick this up, use it, no. Where the heck did they put it? Does it get used automatically? It does. Okay. And it wants me to learn sword key. I think it's funny that they're teaching this to you now, after the second stage, when you've been doing this for 2 levels already. More if you've done the side missions. Alright, it wants me to change my skills and skill customizations. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm in Spear. Good grief. There we go. That's just going to have me fight a little ninja. Oh, 2 of them. What did I set it to? I thought I equipped it. I guess not. Doesn't matter. These guys are chumps. Okay. Alright, we're done. We just got a samurai log basically for free, so that's pretty cool. go ahead and cash that in real quick. And here we wanted to have not bare hand damage, not bow damage. Neither of those are useful ever, in my opinion. Oh, we got Flux 2 already. Okay, strongly recommend getting Flux 2. This one works very similarly to Flux 1, except you have to change to 2 different stances. Different meaning, if I did my attack string in mid stance, and I did Flux 1, I have an option, right? I could either Flux 1 into high, or I could Flux 1 into low. Flux 2, you just do the other one. So you would be attacking in mid stance, and then as quickly as you can, you would go high low, mid, high low. And then if you want to stay in the same stance, you would go mid, high low, mid. And I know it sounds like a lot, but you get a boatload of ki from it, and you kind of just build like a habit of it. So it's just really useful to get that free ki. You get a pretty considerable amount from Flux 2. And like if you do it slowly and deliberately, I'll show it off. You can see the large chunks that you're getting. So if I just do a string, I didn't spend enough ki. Yeah, like if I just ki pulse immediately, just massive amount of ki just for doing Flux 2. So really useful. All right. This last mission is probably going to be the last one for this series. I believe this mission right here is where most people will stop playing this game or decide it's not for them, or just decide, you know, it feels a little too hard and it's not, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. And so this is going to be a playthrough of that mission where I tie together everything that we've talked about in the series, just kind of go through a level without introducing any crazy new concepts. And once this is done, I believe, with the information that's been covered in this series, you'll know everything that you need to know to full clear the whole game, get the platinum. Shouldn't be too much trouble, as long as you keep an open mind, try new things, be willing to, stop trying stuff that's not working, try stuff that might work, and keep in mind the principles of, what to build, what stats to get, what ninjutsu and onmyo to use, etc. So this level we have 2 locks of hair, 1 hot spring, and 3 dark realm instances. Nothing too crazy. We also have the 6 kodama here. So let's go ahead and load in. And what I should have done before I loaded in is set the divination talisman. Now there should be a shrine very close to the start of the level, thankfully. So let's do it here instead. Let's go ahead and get another level in dexterity. And that should be enough to give me a second Tiger Scroll. So let's go ahead and equip those items. And manage Jutsu. Tiger Running, go to 2. Excellent. Purity, we're going to take that down to 0. And then Divination, we're going to put as many as we can. Okay. And we're going to need a few points in Magic to be able to afford our 3rd one. That is something I'd like to do, though. So I might rush that. Also, last thing, let's just see if we have a new weapon. We do. We have 2 swords. I'm just going to keep the spear in the 2nd slot, but upgrade to this stronger one that I've got. Cool. Let's use that on Divination Talisman. Alright, there we go. See, I see yellow dots on the ground. That yellow dot right in front of me is that. Actually, it would be one of these, except it's not that one. There's one up there. I see a red dot where this enemy is. I see a green dot where the kodama is. So you just have access to all the information you could possibly need with these divination talismans while they're active. And once you get adequate points in your magic tree, they will be active all the time. So this is about where I would consider starting to just dump points into the magic tree. Alright. Let's see if I can find another enemy to kill while my Tiger Running is active. Wait, did it run out already? Good grief, these don't last any time at all. Where'd that guy go? I just saw him. Thought I did. Cool. I got a point for sword. I already know what I want to spend it on. I want to get Leaf Glide and work my way towards kick. I knew this Kodama was here because there's that green dot on my map. Super handy. And you can see that Divination Talisman is still going strong. Who saw me? It's you? Oh, it was him. Let's take him out. I missed. Try again. I missed again. Good grief. This is what it looks like when I play Call of Duty 2. Okay, I'll stop messing with him. Take this guy out. Uh-oh. Let him get it. Wow. Yeah, don't play like what you're seeing here. I don't know what I'm doing. Let me go out here and recenter. Get my bearings. Stop playing like a lunatic. Yaki is dead. We got an Odachi. Oh, goody. This is another weapon I really like. So I'm going to go ahead and equip this. Very nice. And it's a corruption weapon. That's pretty cool. Alright, sweet. Get a point or two on this pretty quickly, I imagine. Big fan of this weapon. Get my key back a little bit. Get his horn. And he's down. That was the manager of this dark realm here. So all those Gaki are not coming back. There's one above us. If I go kill him real quick. There we go. All the Gaki are down. Get our treasure chests. So Odachi, much like Axe before it, is another one of those weapons where the mid-stance attacks, which already have an excellent attack arc, will not bounce off of blocks. So, you know, you have more options for if somebody's blocking you to keep them locked down and do key damage to them. And you also have a very nice high stance attack. Very vertical, you get 2 attempts for a horn break. You're heavy, same deal. Mid-stance heavies, you kind of have a slower, worse version of the spear poke. And I just think it's cool to have a big sword. What can I say? Divination's about to run out. Let's reapply. I don't want to deal with a 2v1, so we'll just pop them with the big hit. We've got another Onmyo. So if I put another point into Divination, it makes it cheaper, right? See, it goes from 1.5 cost to 1.3, and it also lets me equip more at a time. So I'm going to go ahead and max that immediately. You don't have to do that, right? You can easily just pick spells that you want to try or whatever. I just like to max them out ASAP and have them running all the time, because that's like one of my most, in my opinion, one of the most valuable tools in the Onmyo tree this early on in the game. Alright, I have an Odachi skill point. We'll let that guy over there sit tight for a moment. Twin Moons, very similar to the sword skill that's in this same slot. Just a really good burst damage option for this early in the game. Bolting Boar, this is... what is this? Is this the parry? Yeah, this is a parry. A perfect guard. They are funny in this game. You want to let go of your analog stick completely, because they seem to act funny if you're trying to move and then block. right? See how it's like canceling, whereas if I block here, you'll see I do like a I don't know how to explain it, but can you see how like if you look at the hilt of the weapon, I hold it up one kind of way and then after a moment I put it back in the normal blocking stance. That bit of time right there where it's in like holding it up in the weird way, that's where you want the parry to happen. And so we're just going to parry this guy. That was too early. Better to be early than late. And that was on time. So that's what you want your parries to look like. You just want to be neutral on the control stick. And you also want to hold the block button. You don't want to tap it. Just hold the block button. If you're early, you'll just get a block, which is fine because Odachi's block is very good. If you're on time, you get the parry. And if you're late, you get hit. So don't be late. Better to be early than late in this case. Is there anything valuable up here? I think this just goes back to that dark realm from before. Somehow I missed this shiny. Cool. Let's carry on. Yeah, this is showing us how you can hit the wells and you can get... Yeah. And you can see Odachi really good range, good damage, good on block, good at blocking. It's a good weapon, what can I say? Back when I played Nioh 1 for the first time, I was really bad. Believe it or not, I'm worse than I am now. But this was like definitely my favorite. I think I gravitated to this immediately, and I used it the entire playthrough. And it's better in this game by like a lot, I think. With one exception, and one, if you were like doing a living weapon build, the Odachi's living weapon was kind of ridiculous. Oh, we have a new enemy type here. So this is your Aberrant Soldier. You'll see that one burst attack is kind of like a very delayed spin. Oh, too early. And you'll see his little Amrita bits were on his shoulder. You can shoot those with a projectile weapon, and sometimes it will one-shot them, and sometimes it won't. And I'm not really sure what makes the difference there. Obviously, you know, the strength of your weapon, but like... Okay, sorry, a lot of stuff going on. We got the ninjutsu lock already, so let's go ahead and put something there. What do we want to work towards? Well, let's see here. Catwalking, I believe, lasts a lot longer than the tiger running, so that's an option. I think that's something I usually use. What we want to work towards, like, long-term is... I don't actually remember where it is, but it's... well, you have options. There's the feathers. This is not a playstyle I usually bother with, but it is crazy strong. Here we are. Quick change is what we want. So this is like an extra life, basically. If you get killed while you are under the effect of a quick change, unless there are specific circumstances that would stop you from doing so, you will just disappear Naruto style and then come back from the sky. So that's really good, and they last for a pretty long time if you have a lot of ninjutsu points. So I always just work towards those, and that's kind of all I ever do with ninjutsu. But if you wanted to actually play with ninjutsu, you have really good options, right? The kunai, the shuriken, they're very strong. You can get like a massive quantity of them. How many of these can you get? Yeah, you can have like 8 preparable, 0.5 jutsu cost each. They do good damage. These feathers, there's 2 kinds of feathers. There's the where's the other one? Yeah, there's the Shadow Arts ones, and these will do monstrous amounts of damage if the enemy's ki is gone. And then the other kind is the this one, the Shadow Arts one. And I'm trying to remember, I think these ones apply element better, and then these ones just do giga damage. And there's tricks to it. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and grab this catwalking, because if memory serves, they last longer, and they'll let me get more ninjutsu points that way. Next time I hit a shrine, I'll equip those. What was I doing? Yapping in a menu so that my divination talismans ran out is what I was doing. Okay, nothing else in here. Go this way. He's down. Get my shiny. Right, nothing else going on back there. Alright, here's a shrine. Very good. I thought that might have been a shiny. So I'm going to hit this shrine. I'm running out of time for this episode, so I'm just going to call it here since we're at this shrine, and then we're going to finish the series off on the next episode. After that, I think I will do a final video where I summarize everything that became apparent through the course of recording these videos. Kind of just maybe like a 10 things you should know before playing Nioh 2 or something like that. If anyone has any questions they'd like me to address, I could also do that in that video as well. But all that being said, I think we're going to call it here. We're going to put our points in magic with the intention of gaining access to an additional divination talisman. I actually have access to 2 additional divinations. That's great. Let's take a look at the catwalking. I can get 4 of those. Very good. I even have room for more, so I could put my next jutsu point in that. Let's take a quick peek at how long those will last. Yeah, well, just off the fact that it's not disappearing immediately. Wait, did these do something funny? Like if I get caught, they go away? I don't know. But yeah, that's definitely lasting longer. I have a shifling point. Let's go ahead and cash that in. Find something that would be useful. I don't use Guardian Spirit skills really. Key recovery when you do a burst counter, that's useful. Guardian Yokai form, I don't really do that. Depletion of Yokai shift when dodging, I do that, so that could be useful. Drop rate of items at Dark Realm, not a priority. Increases duration of Yokai shift by 7%, that's fine. Yokai abilities and Yokai realms to purify them, that's pretty useful, especially if you have a really cheap one. I'm thinking I just want this one that gives me key recovery when I burst counter. Seems like a no-brainer. And with that said, I think everything is cleaned up. Let's get rid of these exclamation points. And then we're ready to end the episode, and I'll see y'all in the next one.